Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do a cartridge comparison. We're going to compare two wildly different cartridges that get the job done about the same. We're going to be comparing the 257 Weatherby Magnum to the 6.5 PRC. Can the 257 Weatherby keep up with the much more modern, sleek 6.5 PRC? Let's find out. The 257 Weatherby Magnum, a cartridge that I just think is extremely underrated. A cartridge that really hits well above its weight, and it kind of has a cult following as well. The 257 Weatherby was introduced in 1943. It's one of the original Weatherby cartridges that Roy introduced. And again, it's Roy's favorite cartridge, and a lot of people believe it was his favorite because of the extremely high velocities you could get with a 257 Weatherby. And I'm going to talk about those extremely high velocities and how, because of those extremely high velocities, I don't shoot this rifle as much as I think I would like to, and we'll explain a little bit about that. But the 257 Weatherby is known as a inherently accurate cartridge, an extremely flat shooting cartridge. Here are some of the results I've gotten with the 257 Weatherby. This one is with this 101 grain LRX. I wouldn't call this extremely good accuracy. I would call it acceptable for hunting, but a 0.8 inch group isn't too bad. Now, I've also loaded up some Hammer Hunter bullets that shoot lights out. So a 92 grain shooting, almost getting close to quarter MOA, going 3,700 feet per second. I bumped up the powder, and I'm getting just about the same accuracy with it going 166 feet per second, nearly 3,900 feet per second, which makes this extremely flat and accurate. You know, I can't say enough good things about the 257 Weatherby. The 6.5 PRC, its beginning started actually in 2013. They wanted a faster version of a 6.5 Creedmoor that could be a bit better in hunting and also in target shooting. And the 6.5 PRC absolutely delivers that. So their goal was to get a 140 grain bullet to go 3,100 feet per second. And they have accomplished that in the 6.5 PRC. The PRC officially came out and released from Hornady in 2018, and it is extremely popular. And I think it really makes up for all of the weaknesses that the Creedmoor brings in the 6.5 Creedmoor, with just a bit more velocity. Let's go ahead and look at the numbers for it. Using a 130 grain bullet, Nosler says you can get over 3,300 feet per second. Of course, the 140 grain bullet that probably most people are going to use, you can hand load that to a little over 3,100 feet per second. Now, my dad has a 6.5 PRC. I've loaded for it. We have tried to take it to the max with a 24-inch barrel, and the top velocity he can get out of it is around 3,000 feet per second. So I think in most rifles, to get 31 plus 100 feet per second, you're going to need a 26-inch barrel. The 6.5 PRC has a whole different type of philosophy for shooting. Its case is relatively efficient. It is shooting very high BC bullets at very respectable velocities. And the 257 Weatherby is almost the exact opposite. It's shooting small, kind of stubby, low BC bullets at extremely fast velocities with no care to efficiency. So to put things into perspective, the 6.5 PRC with a 140 grain bullet has a water case capacity of around 62 grains. 257 Weatherby with a 110 grain bullet has a water capacity of, I believe, 82 grains. So It's about a 20 grain difference. So the question I asked in the beginning of the video, can the very not efficient 257 Weatherby with those light, not very high BC bullets, can it actually keep up with the 6.5 PRC? In normal hunting distances, yes, and I'm going to show you. The numbers I'm going to be using are the numbers that I have gotten with hand loading from both, and it's using the rifles that are available to me, and so your results are definitely going to vary. Let's go ahead and look at the 6.5 PRC hand-loaded data that we've gotten out of my dad's rifle. A 143 grain ELDX with a BC of 0.625, an average velocity of 2,980 feet per second. Yes, other rifles are going to get faster velocities, but this is average velocity we're getting with this specific hand load. And it's shooting incredibly accurate, by the way, around 0.3 inch groups. So the energy, 2,782 foot-pounds, and then now let's just make this clear. The 6.5 PRC would absolutely destroy a 257 Weatherby at long distance shooting. But I kind of want to see what it can do when it's in typical hunting distances. So out to 400 yards, bolt's still going 2,400 feet per second, and your energy is a very good 1,832 foot-pounds. And then, you know, this cartridge is relatively flat, 23.6 inches of drop. You know, that's pretty darn good. That's probably about the same as a hand-loaded 7 mag, maybe 300 Win Mag. 300 Win Mag probably is a little flatter, but what I'm trying to say is it's pretty darn flat. Now on to the hand-loaded performance of my 257 Weatherby. It has a 26-inch barrel. This is with a 101 grain Barnes LRX. And the BC is much lower. So it's not a completely fair fight. As you would say in the comments, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison. It's very true, it's not. But I'm getting 3,800 feet per second. Blistering velocities. So when I mentioned that I just don't shoot my rifle very often, well, it's because I don't really want to burn out the barrel. So the energy is incredible. About the same as a 30-06. Now, again, out to typical hunting distances, you know, the 257 Weatherby is going to be going 350 feet per second faster. And the energy, despite it being such a low BC and small bullet, it's pretty close to the 6.5 PRC, only about 100 foot-pounds less. Not bad. Now, drop. This is where the 257 is absolutely incredible. 14.5 inches of drop. It almost has a 10-inch advantage over the flat 6.5 PRC. Incredible. Now, what happens when we compare factory ammo versus each other? Well, it's still about the same story, just things are a bit more favor in the 6.5 PRC. So it's going to have probably 150 to 200 more foot-pounds of energy at 400 yards than a 257 Weatherby. But again, the 257 Weatherby is flatter. You could definitely say the 6.5 PRC is probably a bit more versatile just because it retains that energy so well, and you're shooting heavier bullets with bigger diameter. But 257 Weatherby is just a darn fun cartridge that, like I said, is hitting well above its weight. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know which cartridge you would choose in the comments.